Alert! Helium-4 gas has been found at the Yellowstone Supervolcano. This is an explanation from U.S. Geological Survey. Royce Kristen of Newspunch reports, "Is Yellowstone about to blow?" From writer Lavender Rose via Before It's News, "The clusters of earthquakes at the Yellowstone Park caldera is not a good sign. Take very seriously these data points and ask yourself, would you be prepared if it blew? You can watch the charts daily, and this kind of violent movement says to me, the magma is moving. Just like the supervolcano in Japan went off, the Yellowstone volcano may be next. And we recently had the Krakatoa again erupting and may be going on as well. In addition, a new vent opened up recently that goes right into Mount St. Helens. Scientists believe that the helium is slipping out of the rocks that were formed during the Archean eon about 2.5 billion years ago. But now they're coming out again from Yellowstone Park, and it's not a good sign. Yellowstone releases gases ranging from carbon dioxide to methane. Not only was there a sudden rise in the elevation of the ground and development of new cracks, but a gas called Helium-4, a very rare type of helium, has begun coming out of the surface. Bill Evans, a researcher with the USGS in Menlo Park, California, explained how the helium is released. Quote, "Volcanoes most always form on the edges of tectonic plates that make up the Earth's crust. Yellowstone sits directly over the middle of a plate. It's a part of the crust that formed a very long time ago, billions of years ago, and has basically been stable since that time. They've had this boring, peaceful existence, and now suddenly they're put on the front burner," he says. "The animals and birds have been dying off, and now are we all in danger? This is the chemical helium-4 that was seen prior to many recent volcanoes erupting." So helium-4 emission means that an eruption is imminent. Going on with this, measurements from other GPS stations in northern Yellowstone show smaller displacements forming a circular pattern of deformation. Circular, as in the round mouth of a volcano, consistent with a minor pressurization that is building up underground, about 6 to 10 kilometers, that's 4 to 6 miles deep, near Norris Junction. The volcano island of El Hierro, the smallest of Spain's Canary Islands, rumbled and groaned over the course of 7 months in 2011 and 2012. Gases silently percolated up through the island's soil and groundwater. Eventually, a spectacular plume appeared off the southern coast of the island, a sign that El Hierro volcano, an underwater volcano just offshore, had finally erupted. Quote, "We believe that helium can anticipate the detection of magnetic movement even before those movements can be detected by seismic activity," said Eleazar Padron, a geochemist at Spain's Technological Institute for Renewable Energies, who led that work. Researchers have been using gas emissions to forecast volcanic eruptions for the last 30 years, but they usually focus on carbon dioxide, the second most abundant gas after water vapor in volcanic eruptions. Helium is a noble gas, and it's a better candidate for tracking and forecasting eruptions because it does not react with rocks or groundwater, and microorganisms don't consume or produce helium. Because of these properties, helium has been considered by geochemists as an almost ideal geochemical indicator that an eruption is near. Padron and his team found that measuring the flow of helium in El Hierro Island soil and water gave them clues as to when magma under the island was moving and how close it was to the surface, both important factors in forecasting a volcanic eruption. Researchers had been busy collecting and analyzing the helium gas content for more than 8,000 soil and water samples. Data can now be used to monitor volcanic and forecast future eruptions. And you can see the link here on Live Science telling you that. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.